Good day! Welcome to another video. Today I'll be talking about a detailed general guide to build your teams. The information in the video will mostly be my knowledge from experience or from friends on what I base on when building my teams in Guardian Tales. To note, if you literally just started the game, I recommend playing until you get a sizable number of heroes. But you will still get helpful information for what heroes you can pull after watching the video. With that said, let's start with the common team composition use for the story. Important things to remember when building your Guardian Tales team for story are the following: the element type of your heroes, the chain skill sequence, the hero class, the exclusive weapon, the hero rarity or the hero themselves. Element type of your heroes. Basically, heroes of the same element are more likely to synergize together. When building a composition that focuses on the element type, an amount of 2 or more heroes of the same element can be used. This ensures faster clearing and more advantage on story levels, because story levels have elemental enemies as well. Here's the element relationship table for a guide, which can be seen in the help section from the hero selection. Chain skill sequence. How do chain skills work? This is a skill that can be activated after your character used a weapon skill for a certain ailment. It can buff your allies, debuff enemies, deal damage, heal, and many more. Weapon skills apply ailments when you use them on bosses or enemies. The 3 ailments that can be applied are injured, downed, and airborne. These elements are needed to reach 100% application for it to activate a chain skill. Chain skills need certain ailments to activate. For example, Future Princess's chain skill needs injured to activate it and change the ailment to downed. The change in ailments because of the chain skill can cause multiple other chain skills to come after it. This is important if your team relies on chain skills, such as using a chain skill that heals your team or removes debuffs. Not only that, it can increase your team synergy, the use of the hero's abilities, and can deal more damage to bosses when you time the chain skills right. Hero class. This talks about the 4 classes in the game: warrior, range dealer, support, and tanker. Balancing these 4 classes for each team is very important, so that the heroes can fill in their respective roles. Spamming range dealers and supports would just make the whole team squishy and prone to damage. Spamming tanks can lead to low damage output and no sustain but high defense. Spamming warriors can make a mess of the team position in the field, but some of them are quite tanky while dealing massive amounts of damage. There are also 2 types of damage in the game, which are ranged and melee damage. Majority of tanks and warriors deal melee damage, and majority of supports and all range dealers deal range damage. The difference in damage class can decrease team synergy and damage output. 1 tank and support per team and 1 damage dealer, warrior or ranged, can do. Your last slot can vary if you need more defense, which can be a tank, damage, which can be a DPS such as a warrior or a range dealer, or a support. The exclusive weapon. With hero element and synergy in mind, your team's heroes having their respective exclusive weapon can bring a very advantageous position when playing story. Having their exclusive weapon means that it's suited to their hero element, and the ailment needed to activate their chain skill is there. Their weapon skill is also the deciding factor on how fast you can apply ailments or use the skill. Well, if you don't have the hero's exclusive weapon, you can just use another hero's exclusive weapon that matches the ailment or element of your hero. You don't need to worry about matching the ailments to the respective heroes if they aren't the leader of the party, since only the party leader can use weapon skills. The hero rarity, or the hero themselves. Obviously, the higher the hero rarity, the better stats they have. But not all unique heroes are synergized for each other, so pull carefully on banners. However, rare heroes are also good if you don't have a hero to put on a slot. Currently, 3 rare heroes have the Ascension feature, namely Elvira, Karina, and Craig, which can make them on par with unique heroes. This makes them a good substitute or permanent hero, even when put with other unique heroes. Also be prepared for the future when more rare heroes get Ascension. This would make team building much easier. With that information, here are teams that I have composed. A mono basic team that uses all classes but FK uses a gun, so it's a ranged damage team. A mono earth team that uses 2 tanks and Kamael as a healer. A melee dark team that uses 2 tanks and Bet as a DPS. But even if Mia isn't a melee damage dealer, her healing is what makes her important. A ranged water team uses 2 tanks and 2 ranged dealers, and has the lowest healing output since it relies on FP and Garam. To note, some of these are outdated or not used in the current meta. That's because I haven't been active in a while. But how about for Colosseum and Raid? What teams can I use for there? For Colosseum, you can basically use your own story team for it, because that's probably the team that you have invested the most on. But if you want a better team, I recommend just looking through the top teams or search online. For raids, however, the use of tanks is not recommended because of their low damage output. Ogma, however, is an exception. If you have his gun exclusive weapon named
Ecosox Mode R,
this makes him a range damage dealer. But, generally, easy raid team compositions are more of the same element, uses full chain skill sequences, and are the same damage type, ranged or melee. But if you need better raid teams, searching online or looking through forums or Discord servers can help you make better raid teams. If you just want a basis or an example, these are the raid teams that I use. Building team compositions for story or PvE are very difficult, especially for beginners. That's why I recommend playing and getting to know the game so that they feel familiar with it and have a sizable number of heroes. It comes down mostly on your luck on pulls if you want to build your own dream team composition for the game. With that, I hope you have learned a lot with the surprisingly detailed general team building guide that I have made. If you want more videos like this, I recommend to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, as I am thinking of playing other games as well, other than Guardian Tales. If you want an accessory guide or a mirror showcase video, it is both on the screen. Thank you, and goodbye.